I already lost $3 million this cycle. It actually happened in the last 3 months. Can you imagine? Everyone else is making money and me losing it. I didn't have enough conviction, I was weak in my research, and I'm paying the highest price for it. But what can you get from my story? Am I here to waste your time on some life stories? No, I'm here to make you money in crypto. They say your first cycle, you're losing money. Second cycle, you make some money. Your third cycle, you actually retire. My goal is that if it's your first cycle, make your results as if it's your second. If it's your second cycle, make the results, the outcomes of this bull market as this is your third cycle. I can definitely say that if you are here on this channel at this stage of the market, there is a high chance that you will make it. We are so early, yet there is a high chance that you would be able to at least 5 to 10x your money conservatively. The only way to outperform seasoned players on the marketplace that lost millions of dollars already, that were scammed, that were selling the tokens and exiting the positions fully just to see the token surging up right away, that made it through many cycles and have way more liquidity than you, is to actually learn on the mistakes of others. There is simply no other way. Education that shapes your reality, actually bringing you closer to what you want in life and deserve. And education is actually applying new learnings, not binge watching random videos on YouTube without doing anything. I will tell you a story on how I lost $3 million. This cycle already, it happened in the last 3 months. And I will give you an enormous amount of value to make sure you won't be making the same mistakes, that you won't be missing your 100x's. You will also understand how to find winning projects. You will be way closer on picking your next 50, 70, 90x gem that will actually turn your $2,000 into $120,000. This is a very important video to watch till the end. Do not make the same mistake that already cost me $2.7 million at this stage. Listen and implement. The better future for yourself and your generations to come is just one trade away. Sounds fair enough? Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and let's start. It's actually quite interesting to see and understand that my mistakes are connected to projects in the highest top performing narratives of this cycle. AI, gaming, and Bitcoin ecosystem as well. I actually had done one mistake in memes as well. It will probably cost me a bunch of money too, but I will not be covering it in this video. And the last mistake that I've done in memes is also actually connected to Ethereum narrative. So you might say that I've done crazy mistakes already that costed me so much money already. And further we are going into this cycle, the more money these mistakes will actually cost me. But you also have to understand the reason, the survival bias that we actually have here. The main reasons I'm speaking about tokens in these categories is the fact that these tokens have performed the most, is the fact that me fading some of the tokens or me having low conviction in certain tokens in these narratives hurts the most because they outperform the most. And this is your first tip. This is the proof that these narratives are actually surging. This is the actual proof that these narratives will outperform the market moving forward. And you should position yourself in these narratives. Let's actually move on. Million number 1. The first project is Purple AI. It's an AI project at 10 million market cap, and people are actually kind of saying that it's going to be a killer of Pile AI as well. They are pioneering customizable, personalized image generating AI and blockchain tools, Auditor Casino Metaverse. They actually have a working product already on Telegram. You can literally create an AI bot using Telegram, which is very useful. And if you know me, if you're following this channel, I'm very bullish for all the projects around Telegram. But I'm not here to show you the project. I'm not here to tell you how awesome it is and that you should actually be buying into it after the project had done 60x's. You would probably have other influencers doing that instead of me. My goal is to tell my story. My goal is to tell you how I lost $1 million on this token already. And this is 1 million that hurts the most because I faded the most, because I was told multiple times to get in and I still faded. We need to go through, we need to understand the psychology, we need to understand what exactly was happening in order to make sure you will not be doing these types of mistakes. You will not be losing your millions of dollars, your 100x plays this cycle. Moving forward, what do we have here? I actually had someone reaching out. I was talking to someone on Telegram. The guy already helped me to make some money on some tokens, including VPP and Polker actually. Partially, I entered these two plays because of the calls of this person. And he's telling me about this project at the very start. It's an AI coin and there is a lot of mystery behind it. Apparently, from what I have heard, there is a lot to come with it and a strong potential low cap gem. One of the others in the group who has good track record spoke about it weeks ago and it definitely has good potential. Well, my only issue with your call on VPP and Polker is that I didn't buy more. I will throw 1 Ethereum into this AI stuff. This conversation happened somewhere in the middle of December. And here I am. I'm actually throwing 1 Ethereum into this token. December 11th, price 0.4. 75 days ago, this is actually a transaction in my wallet. I swapped 1 Ethereum for this amount of these tokens. I think at that stage, it actually was at 200k market cap. Can you imagine? But you might actually ask, so someone called you the token right now is 10 million market cap. You were buying the token at 200k market cap. What's the issue? Why you're recording this video in the first place? Where you actually lost $1 million? Guys, if everything went well properly, I will not be recording this video. I will just be sitting very happy on my bags, having $100,000 in this token, knowing I will get an easy 10x in the bull market. And I will be making my $1 million from $2,000 invested. Sounds crazy, right? Let's actually move on. What I should have done after throwing this 1 Ethereum, based on the call of the person that helped me to make money already. I should have researched. I should have to understand the narrative. I should have to understand what is happening on the stock market with Nvidia stock. I had friends at the time telling me they made a bunch of money on Nvidia stock already. They are software engineers. They have nothing to do with crypto. It's very easy to understand that if one narrative is crushing it in stocks, the same thing is going to happen in crypto as well. And back in October, we basically had a huge run of projects like BitTensor, Tau, and other AI projects as well, like Render, for example. So I definitely knew at that stage that AI narrative is going to perform. Holders research on-chain analysis. You can easily check who are the top holders of the token. It does not make much sense to check out who are the top holders of 200k market cap token. But what you can actually see on-chain, you can see the size of the portfolios. You can see if these are whales. And it's a very great sign if whales are actually holding the token. I think at that stage, me throwing $2,000 into 200k market cap token, I probably was one of the top 20 holders of this thing. And project went 50x from there, right? Market and narrative research. Again, AI. What is happening with this type of bots? What is happening with Telegram as well? What is the chance that the project like this, with this narrative, will essentially run? And obviously understand the team as well. Who are the engineers? What are they working on? How much are they developing? And things like that. High conviction formed, I'm holding the token. That what should have had actually happened after me throwing 1 Ethereum into this token, based on the call of the person that helped to make me money already. Do you think I would be recording this video if it actually was a happy ending? There is so much humor in me losing this first million, you cannot fathom. You will be laughing so hard once I will actually move through this story. I can't believe how much I was actually fading this token after this person basically helping me to make money already. Moving on, boys. January 7th, price of the token is $4. You bought purple coin like I had mentioned, right? It's up 10x plus. Nah, I did not. You might ask, you just showed us a transaction where you are specifically buying this token into your wallet. Why you are responding that you didn't actually buy? Guys, I will tell you why. Then this guy who just called me a 10x, he's saying it's not too late, still super low market cap, and they're a very solid team with a lot of engagement. I'm buying more as I think it's a solid project. No, from what I have read and the other guy said, community and devs are based, no team, insiders or cold wallets to dump on you, so comfy hold. Devs keep delivering at every chance. At this stage, my $2,000 would already be worth $20,000. Without doing anything, without acquiring any skill, without years of hard work on learning software development, sales, project management, customer engagement, service, account management, taxes, finances, nothing I had to do. I just had to do nothing. I positioned myself, I followed the call, what I had to do, I just had to do nothing. Why I actually responded that I did not buy the token, despite the fact I bought it and I just show you a transaction that I bought the token in the first place. The main reason for that is that 4 days after I bought the token, I swapped it to Ethereum, and then from Ethereum, I actually swapped it to Gatsby token, which is a meme coin on Ethereum, which is created after one of the dogs of Elon Musk that pumped 2x at the time, so I decided to swap my 1 Ethereum into this dog. And I had hundreds of thousands of dollars in stablecoins at this stage. I didn't need to swap anything to anything. I could have just injected more stablecoins into the market and buy this Gatsby dog if I wanted to buy it so hard. This is psychology. This is low conviction. This is the mistake that costed me $1 million already. You might ask, this is it? That's the whole story? This is everything you have to tell? That's not a big issue. No, it's not. I have more to tell you about this case. Moving forward, what do we have here? 8th of January, 1 day later, after the previous message, where the guy mentioned me that the token just did a 10x. I would DCA into Purple AI. I think it will have a huge run this year. Look at the volume. Also already got whale's attention with one guy buying 15 Ethereum worth of it. I bought more last night and will DCA up to about 5 to 7 million market cap. Just a heads up. Thanks for the update, mate. We'll be looking more into it. So the token was around 2 million market cap at that stage. Did I buy? Let's see. Let's find out. Moving forward, what I should have done. Mistake understood, research performed, token entered, re-entered, waiting for the pump. High conviction formed after the mistake. I'm holding the token long term. 2 days later, reminded to buy again. Purple AI is on a good dip, so now a great time to buy. I'm picking up more. The same guy is still writing these messages. What happened with the token 2 days after the 10x pump? Of course, it saw a correction. What I was thinking? Of course, we would probably go lower. I will probably do some research later. You have to be stupid in the bull market. You have to lower your IQ. You have to FOMO into place, especially if they're provided by people who help you to make some money in the market already. 10th of January, this guy that I appreciate a lot reminded to buy this token again. 11th of January, did you grab some Purple AI? It doubled. It's unique, already working with other larger companies and is building traction fast. I think it's a great one, honestly. I'm still DCAing. My response: shit, I did not. I bought 11k worth of Mosaic and it just stays at the same point, keep fading and keep losing it seems. So my 1 ETH I sold would be 40k now. This is exactly what happened. My 1 Ethereum worth of this token at 11th of January would be worth $40,000. Instead of it, I'm basically buying Mosaic, at 11th of January. And if you would check out the chart currently, I basically just bought the top. I'm still down on this play. And I bought it after watching some influencers. I've actually had done quite a bit of research. And in several alpha charts I'm in, Mosaic was called as a token to buy as well. The main issue, as far as we understand currently, Mosaic is AI staking platform. It didn't even move through the recent AI surge of the market. I believe that Mosaic is essentially a play later in the cycle, where people are going to look where to actually stake their profits, and they would be putting their profits into the protocols like Mosaic. Right now, who the F cares to actually put their profits somewhere? People are just FOMOing into the different tokens on the marketplace because they're capable to catch 20, 30, 40, 50x's. No one is looking to pack up their profits in some type of AI staking protocol. Obviously, it's easy for me to say something like this right now because I do understand these things now. At that stage, I actually saw Mosaic as a great buy, despite the fact it had done 80x's already to the time I bought. Personally, I do like to actually buy tops at this stage of the bull market because over time, in the first place, you would actually get excused by this type of actions in the bull market, and over time, you would actually be rewarded as well. From my point of view, it's still better to be exposed in the bull market than constantly just waiting for the better entry and just wasting the full opportunity. There are a bunch of people right now who are sidelined, who are seasoned players on the marketplace, who are in deepest, worst depressions because of the reason that they're sidelined, because of the reason they actually did not enter the market. Me buying the top, I think I would be able to capitalize on it better, moving forward into the cycle as well. Moving on, boys, what happened next? January 21st, price $2.5. I was reminded to buy again. I think it's already fourth or fifth time in a row where this guy that I appreciate and respect a lot, actually telling me to buy into the token. Purple AI is at a nice DCA spot, over 50% down from candle body. Did I listen? Did I actually just buy into the whole thing? Just respond to the question, would I be recording this video if I actually bought? I would probably be doing a video like, hey, I just catch like 4 or 5x on this awesome token. Hey guys, let's check out. I would not be recording a video that I actually just lost $1 million already. Moving on, 20th of February, I'm asking, what's your Purple AI holding now? Close to the previous numbers. I faded at $1 again, XD. I'm laughing, that's very nice. You might ask why I'm actually asking it. It's because it had just done 6x's. It went from $1 to $6. It basically bottomed at $1 and it went up to $6. My holding at this stage from one Ethereum that I put into this token, if I didn't sell, would be $60,000 already at this stage from one Telegram message. And I actually bought in. I actually bought this token. I just sold it into Gatsby in the dock of Elon Musk. I hate Elon Musk, but it's too late to buy, right? It basically was at $6 at this stage, so it was at 6 million market cap. So it's already had done 30x's from my initial entry. Too late to buy. It's going to correct. I would probably be able to enter somewhere lower. I would probably be able to just buy back on maybe $3, $2, $4, and I will be doing very nicely. Once more time, my holdings at this stage for one Ethereum that I would actually put into this token would be $60,000 already. And I actually bought this token. Moving forward. Still adding to Pal AI. It's only beginning to pump. You still have time, but I see it continuing parabolic. That's why I kept mentioning to you, yeah, same holding, haven't sold, been DCAing. I have strong conviction on this one to even 50 to 100x from current price into the bull. I get reminded again to buy at 6 million market cap. But I'm just the smartest guy in the room, you know? I'm always right. You know, I could have done 30x's from my 2k initial investment. I would not be buying currently. It will probably correct. No one knows about this project, like what will happen, what can actually happen moving forward. What do we have next? February 21st. Maybe try to wait for a pullback on Purple AI, but I would definitely get in. It's one of these no-brainers. That's why I harped on it so much with you. If you look back, I think I encouraged you like 5+ times, lol. And 5+ times, I basically just faded. Yeah, crazy hard to realize my sold 1 ETH would be 60k now. The fact I didn't need 1 Ethereum anyway, still have a bunch in stablecoins. Wow, it's 2x from yesterday. Didn't see it. 1 Ethereum would be worth $120,000. Token is doing 2x from yesterday after a reminder to buy again. Listen carefully. This is what actually happened. He told me to buy. The same day, again, he told me that he's DCing. The next day, it's basically doing a 2x. At $12 per token, my 1 Ethereum would turn into $120,000 into the token that is actually 10 million market cap. 10 million market cap AI project that is competing with Pal AI, with things like Casino and Telegram bot and delivering team actually developing and delivering products. Do you understand where I'm coming to? Do you understand what's happening? Let me actually explain to you, alright? Another reminder, still early, I'm buying some now. So after all this disaster, after all this money lost, do you think I actually bought into the token? Do you think I am the holder of Purple AI at this stage? No, I'm still waiting for a pullback. Nice. Crypto investments. I like it. Did I buy? No. I'm waiting for a pullback. Did I research? No. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I was basically checking out Twitter, I was playing a bit with the Telegram bot yesterday, I was actually kind of asking around some people. I actually spent quite a lot of time yesterday in Arkham and Zerion as well. I was researching the wallets of whales holding this thing, and I do have a feeling that they actually took some profits somewhere there as well, because I think they understand that AI narrative is kind of dying out. We feel internally that we have more and more of Ethereum narrative coming in as well. Uniswap is surging. I do believe we will have this switch of liquidity quite soon into Ethereum plays and into Web3 gaming as well. Moving on, boys. Mistakes to learn from. It's crucial to learn on mistakes of others in crypto. If you would be doing your own mistakes, you would just be losing the opportunity. A lot of people are saying that this is the last cycle that we are going to see because of the fact that next cycles would be heavily regulated. We would have TradeFi money inside the market, institutions. It would be way harder to actually be making money. And SEC can just regulate the whole industry as well. Although following some insights that I have, market-making companies are not very afraid about SEC essentially dumping all of the altcoins because there are basically 20 people working in SEC. Do you think they will be able to regulate all of the altcoins? I don't think so. Mistakes to learn from. The first one, listen to people that made you money already. Research the calls and don't fade. If I made you money on NQ AI call, on Pal AI in my AI video, if I made you money on Bobo call, listen to my calls, listen to what I have to say, listen to my thought process in different niches, in different projects, research by yourself and make a decision by yourself after my calls if you actually would want to invest or not. And the same thing with each and every person on the marketplace. But it's very important, stick to people that made you money already. I can't fathom this thing enough. Just stick to people that made you money already. That's the easiest thing. That's like winning horses in your portfolio at the start of the market as well. You have some projects that are outperforming others. Therefore, you would know that essentially you can double down on these projects just because of the fact that will most likely perform well in the full bull cycle as well. If you have some people, if you're following some influencers, if you are talking to some people in different discords and they actually had made you money already, just listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. Most likely, they would be able to make you some more money moving forward as well. Lesson number 2. Be part of communities, preferably paid ones. A lot of them are giving good early alpha. 160x call, like in this case, worth all of them combined. I'm mostly joining communities around different influencers as I find people are the most active around them. I met the person that called Purple AI through one of these communities around one of the channels on YouTube. I do appreciate this person a lot. I do appreciate him sharing this call with me despite the fact I just faded it like a fool. Just basically to make this YouTube video. Ha ha ha, I hope you had a good laugh. This good laugh just costed me $1 million. Very nice investments in a YouTube video on a channel with 8,000 subscribers. Great, good job. What do we have here? We have initial $2,000. We have to compare what I would actually make if I just followed the call, if I was confident, if I actually had high conviction on the project as well, and if I actually had done my research in order to increase the conviction as well. And what actually happened with the project that I bought into instead. 120,000 with Purple AI if I would just held this token and held the project, and 1,000 with Gatsby. My 2K that I put in Gatsby instead of Purple AI actually are worth right now $1,000. Crypto trading, buy, stand crypto. Life-changing money. Very, very nice. Purple AI potential in the full bull market. 10x is just 100 million market cap. 1.2 million easily from 12 million market cap. This is the cost of my mistakes. This is also the cost of your mistakes. We are paying $1 million every day in arrogance. We are paying $1 million fee every day on not knowing how to make $1 million on a daily basis. We all have to understand these things. We all have to follow. This is the story that I wanted to tell. Do you think it's actually the end of the story? Because here I only lost 1 million, right? And the video title that I lost like $3 million. So did I actually fool you? Is this the end of the video? No, because I lost 2 more millions already. And I will tell you about them right now. So you can learn, you cannot repeat my mistakes, and you cannot fade your 100x's. Million number 2. How many of you actually know this logo? Do you know what is this? Is this the token? Is this NFT collection? What is this? It's quite easy to understand because what basically you can understand from this clever picture is that this thing equals Bored Ape Yacht Club of Bitcoin ecosystem. Quite interesting by itself. Did you actually know this project? Do you actually know Bitcoin ecosystem and NFTs there? Do you know about crazy volumes? Do you know about all these things happening there? No worries if not. This thing is very, very beginner friendly. In fact, it's being used currently as kind of this entry point for people with a bunch of Ethereum liquidity on entering into Bitcoin ecosystem. And I do actually think that surge in price of Nodemonkeys connected with the surge in price of Ethereum and things like Uniswap recently, because these people are taking some profits because they are Ethereum maxes and they're essentially using these profits in order to enter Bitcoin ecosystem through Nodemonkeys, through the community that they actually have there in order to position themselves properly. I can definitely say that this call hurts a lot. I do understand that in previous case, I pretty much do not deserve the money because I faded a person 7 times. I don't deserve to make any money on Purple AI. Only if I would re-enter, but I would still probably be waiting for the correction on this thing. And we would see what this video would essentially do to the token price as well. However, I have a strong feeling that it might be going down just because of the fact that the narrative is changing. But Nodemonkeys is a very, very hurtful call for myself. I was this close. And I will essentially tell you what actually happened. It just is so crazy. It hurts so much. What do we have here? I have a Unisat wallet called Nodemonkeys with 0 balance and 0 Nodemonkeys on the wallet as well. I probably need to give you a bit of the background story as well. I would actually just show you Nodemonkeys on Magic Eden currently so you would understand what is happening with the project, with the NFT right now. Just to understand, largest Ethereum people, guys from Bored Ape Yacht Club, are actually buying into this NFT right now. A bunch of Ethereum people are being onboarded into the ecosystem of Bitcoin through this NFT collection. It will most likely be doing very, very well in the full bull cycle. If you actually go on Magic Eden, you can see that Nodemonkeys is the top collection at this stage with 0.34 BTC floor. Right now, it's somewhere about $14,000 per one NFT. And we can essentially see the analytics for last months. I actually wanted to get into the project. I was basically just waiting for a larger correction on this thing, and we see that this thing was going as low as 0.15 Bitcoin, which is somewhere around $7,000. And right now it's basically at 0.34, which is crazy by itself. It basically just doubled in price in recent several days, something like that. And in the first place, I would want to just get into this thing for a community. I would probably still do so in the future. It just hurts so hard. It just hurts so hard because of the things that I will tell you about. So now you know about the collection. Now you know that one NFT actually costs $14,000 at this stage. And now you know that this NFT kind of works as a bridge for Ethereum people to get into Bitcoin ecosystem because they're entering into this community. There are a bunch of bodies that they actually know there, most likely already, and they're essentially talking about things that are happening in Bitcoin ecosystem, different projects and different things like that. And you have to understand why I'm showing you this wallet. You have to understand why I'm showing you this transaction as well. This wallet is specifically called Nodemonkeys wallet. I would probably have it till the day I die just to remind myself of what happened. Just remind myself of my mistake and me fading this thing. As you probably know, I'm a Bitcoin frog holder. I bought in somewhere in November, and there were a bunch of buzz about the mint date and mint of Nodemonkeys. There were a bunch of FUD as well. The fact that they promised that it's going to be a free mint in the first place, and then they basically implemented Dutch auction, where you basically have to put certain amount of BTC in the first place, and then at the end of the auction, NFTs are basically distributed based on the minimum price that NFT was bought at. I had $10,000 allocated into this thing. I had 0.22 Bitcoin on this wallet. I had it exactly on the day of mint. I was basically waiting because mint time was somewhere around 1 or 2 o'clock my Dubai time. I was basically waiting. I was not sleeping because usually I'm actually going to sleep sooner. I was not sleeping, waiting on getting into this thing. I had $10,000 ready on this Taproot wallet. I named it Nodemonkeys, and I was ready to put 0.21 BTC into this project. Despite all the FUD, despite everything that was happening, I basically just wanted to enter because I understood from one point of view that if so many people are talking about the project, something nice still should happen to it and to the price as well. And what happened next? Did I actually buy the NFTs? Do you think I would be recording this video if I actually bought? I can tell you what happened next. Mempool was high in the transactions. I saw some other token or some other things basically happening. I decided to send my BTC on the exchange and change it to stacks to probably buy some stacks thing or things like that. And because of the mempool transaction fee being high, and because of me setting actually low transaction fee to send this BTC from the wallet back to the exchange, the transaction was taking too much time to basically go through. I think I waited for 20 to 25 minutes and I basically just decided to go to sleep. When I woke up, I basically saw that there were only 234 NFTs minted out of 10,000 NFTs. I believe I didn't understand fully how Dutch auction actually worked. I had 3 more days to mint these things, but I decided to fade. I decided to put this $10,000 into the token called EVLV, some type of payment currency inside Bitmap, Metaverse, and things like that. Guys, let me actually show you what happened with EVLV token. EVLV, $10,000, BRC20 token, right? Right now, it's at $2,000. So my $10,000 I put in EVLV token are actually $2,000 right now. So I'm down $8,000. I also have to tell you what would actually happen if I would put 0.21 BTC in Nodemonkeys and actually mint the project. I would receive 7 Nodemonkeys NFTs. If you're watching this channel, you probably know that I'm a holder. I'm only buying things. I'm not taking any profits on any positions. I might just only be repositioning things that are not performing into the things that I think have a higher chance on performing in the market. My plan with these 7 Nodemonkeys NFTs would be to hold them till the top of the cycle and then take profit on some of them. I do think they're going to outperform BTC. Even if not, probably at the top of the cycle, they would cost maybe 0.5, 0.75, 1 BTC, but 1 BTC would be 150 or 200k. Therefore, from 7 NFTs that I was able to mint for $10,000, I would actually have from 700,000 to 1.4 million bucks. It hurts so much. It actually hurts so much. $10,000. If I would put them in Nodemonkeys, I would have some of them currently. At the level of 0.32, at this stage, I would already have $115,000. I will also have a chance to be the part of a great community, get to know a bunch of people who were early in the ordinals, a bunch of Ethereum people with a bunch of liquidity as well. And I would be able to participate in all the events that they participate in, different projects in the market as well. I would be able to add a bunch of value and participate in a bunch of things as well. And instead of it, what I'm getting actually, you have to understand what I'm getting and why. It just hurts. It hurts so much. Preparing for this video hurts so much. Telling you about this hurts so much because I'm trying to move it away from my head. I can't fathom the pain. And I do believe they will surge. I do believe they will do very, very well. I do believe it's 1 million at least. I do believe this collection might have Justin Bieber as their exit liquidity as well. Just crazy to me. My $10,000 actually turned into 2,000 with EVLV, right? With Nodemonkeys at 1 or 200k per one, I would have from $700,000 to 1.4 million. I'm not sure what will happen with EVLV. I think it's actually some kind of scam. So you can see the difference here. You can see $150,000 and you can see $2,000. And you can also understand the potential. 1 million plus, or basically all this liquidity just going to zero with some type of scam token no one knows about. I think this situation with Nodemonkeys Mint is what's going to haunt me the most. I think I will just see this project continue moving forward. I think despite of the previous case with Purple AI where I didn't deserve to make any money, here I definitely had a chance to make money and I definitely deserved this thing and I definitely wanted to join for the community in the first place. Because I do understand that community is the key and I do understand what type of people are actually probably members of this community as well. It hurts me so much and it will hurt even more moving into the cycle. With one NFT costing 20k, 30k, 50k, 75k, 100k, 150k, 200k. And I will have this empty wallet as endless reminder of my mistake. Each and every time I would be opening up Unisat and I would be seeing empty Nodemonkeys wallet with 0 Nodemonkeys on this wallet as well. And instead, in some other wallet, I would have 2k worth of EVLV token. I'm sorry for all these emotions, guys. It's just so hard. Mistakes to learn from. If you're early in your narrative, trust OGs in the space with valuable content. Because one of the main reasons I actually wanted to get into the Nodemonkeys despite all the FUD. In the first place, I understood that there is a bunch of FUD about the project, so probably it might be doing very well. Secondly, I understood that only people with money will probably be able to get into this thing, which is very exciting by itself. And thirdly, I was watching Ordinal's Revolution, which is OG channel on YouTube, with so much alpha about Ordinals. They gave so much great calls. They made so much money to the audience section, and they still have so little followers, and the videos are still not being watched. Imagine how early we are in this narrative of Bitcoin ecosystem. And Shizzy, who is one of the co-hosts, was very excited about Nodemonkeys. And he was saying that in any case, I would just get 1 or 2 because I think it will do well. I think I will just sell them for 1 Bitcoin in a year from now. I think this is exactly what's going to happen. And I think I faded this opportunity so hard. And I think it will haunt me with my empty Nodemonkeys wallet till the end of this cycle. Spend more time on researching the previous results to be more confident in the current peaks. Yeah, so if you find anyone OG, you can actually just research what are their previous results and things like that. And second point, conduct research on the tokens you are buying, understand the influence on the market of different options and see things for what they are. FUD often signals that, no, I just can't read. I'm too emotional. I'm sorry, guys. I would probably take a pause in recording this video. I will probably just come back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So guys, I had some water, let's try to continue. The second tip is conduct research on the tokens you're buying, understand the influence on the market of different options and see things for what they are. FUD often signals that it's the best time to buy. There is no such thing as bad publicity. If everyone is talking about the project even in a negative way, this means that a lot of people will still buy in, therefore price goes up and you make money. So yeah, in crypto, I think in general, FUD can be viewed as something positive because in crypto, the more people actually know about the project, the better it's going to be for the project because essentially more people would essentially have a chance to buy. It's the same thing as in sales that if you have 15 clients and maybe like 15 of them actually like told you that they want to buy from you, but if you actually send contracts to 15 of these clients, then you already have a certain conversion rate, then they're already at the later stages and it's a very high success chance for them to buy actually from you once you send the contract, than in comparison if they basically just told you about that. And I don't understand if you would, I'm not sure if you would understand the analogy fully, but basically the more people know about the project, the higher the chance for these people to buy the project. Because if they don't know about the project in the first place, there is no way for them to basically buy in. So that's why I do actually think that FUD should be viewed as positive. And it's very important how founders of the project and founding team are actually playing with this FUD, along with the market makers, because each and every FUD can actually be used in a positive for a project already. And yeah, if you have someone that you're following who basically had made you money already, you can just check out the previous peaks, and if they're doing very well, you can basically just buy from them. Just check out like if the peaks are right and everything. Yeah, so let's go to million number 3. Yeah, I'm sorry. I would get better over time. So million number 3. One thing. Have some technical issues. I'm sorry. So million number 3 is basically VPP, virtual poker. So if you know a lot about this token, it's essentially a gambling play from Alex Becker. He was pushing this token a lot. He basically mentioned he basically mentioned this token in his gambling video as well. And I do think it's an interesting project because it's still quite a low market cap, but people are not actually buying much into this token. And there might be a reason for that is that maybe a lot of them, they do actually understand that this type of like pump and dump influencer token. But I was essentially able to buy quite early into this token because I'm the member of Neo Tokyo, and I'm essentially still holding my bags. And I think it's probably not going to do well in the PvP market scenario of the market. But once you would be entering PvE after all-time highs, when a bunch of retail will come in, one video of Alex Becker would just send this token to Valhalla. Therefore, I would expect some of the money to essentially, I would expect to take profit on some of the money. The situation I had with VPP is initially I wanted to put $7,000 in VPP and $7,000, in Polkar. So basically these two tokens. Unfortunately, I managed to only put 2,000 VPP, and for some reason I put $7,000 in Polkar. I think my reason was that VPP is like the token of the older cycle, and Polkar I saw as something newer because they basically had this Unreal Engine 5 game and things like that. So for some reason I actually had more conviction. But as mentioned, at that stage I had way more funds in stablecoins, and I had the chance to put way more funds in both VPP and Polkar and put seven like at least no issues at all. And it's very, very interesting. I just thought that me mentioning this thought right away, maybe this is something that I would want to say to myself in the future. Maybe me not buying currently, not injecting like more capital at this stage, would be something that me in the future would just say and scream on me like, just buy, don't think, just buy, it's a bull market. So it's very, very interesting, but I have to play my risks nicely and understand what is happening and have some safe bets and also have some cash on the side in order to basically do well if we would be seeing certain dips. But I actually don't believe in a large dip from here. I do think that the max pain scenario is basically for people to basically not be able to get into the market. A lot of people are depressed already because of that. And I think that a lot more will actually get more depressed. I hope I will not be one of them. So the day I bought 2K of VPP, next day it actually had done 3x. So I had 6K in VPP and 7K in Polkar at this stage. And I decided to use this pro alpha tip strategy that I actually mentioned in the previous video. I decided to double down on my winners, right? But here I'm also providing the comparison is that if I would essentially put 7K initially in VPP, at this stage I would already have 21K after a 3x, which is very, very important to understand. So I decided to double down on my winners and I put 10K more in VPP. So at that stage, I already had $16,000 in VPP. I actually have some video content even before this channel started with me showing my portfolio where I had $16,000 in VPP. But probably if that was the case, I would not be recording this video, right? Moving forward, one of the mistakes that I made, actually it's the similar mistake in all of these cases. You need to understand it's the similar, and it's very, very important. It's very, very important how you can evade this mistake. The way to evade this mistake, because in my case, I was not researching because, I didn't want to. I was not researching because for some reason I decided I did not have time. And the reason I decided I did not have time, despite me just spending all the time in the crypto market, was the fact that I was spread between too many narratives. I was not very, very focused. And that's why you need to focus. You need to focus on 2 to 3 narratives. You need to focus on your tokens. You need to research. You need to get alpha. You need to get the edge when you actually focus on your tokens and when you're doing research, and that's how you win on the marketplace. And if you would actually check all of these 3 cases, one of the issues with all of them is that I was not doing enough research, because the only way to get conviction in the market is through actually doing research. I was not doing the research. That's why I missed this place, unfortunately. So it's important to understand that I put 10K more already in VPP. I doubled down on my winner early in the cycle, which is very, very good, which is very, very good, which is actually an alpha play, which would actually essentially make up for me not putting 7K initially into VPP, but only 2K. If I would just leave this 10K, everything is going to be all right. But I was not doing research in the meantime. And then I was sitting in VPP and I saw VPP just going down. And I started to think like, oh, it's the token of the previous cycle. No one is going to talk about this token. What I'm going to do, I'm just wasting my money. I'm just wasting them in some low caps and some bad coins. And I probably had some people telling me that as well. And that's also quite important. That's also I would like to focus on, because if you have the thesis, you need to stop listening to people who are basically against your thesis. You need to stop listening to other analytics. If you form your thesis and you form your strategy, you just have to basically follow the strategy. Because it's one of these issues where you heard something, someone is bearish, someone basically told you that they exited all the positions, and then you make an emotional decision to sell, and then the market goes up, your tokens goes up. So you were right, but you were not able to hold because of the fact you actually listened to someone else. And the worst situation in this case is that you can shift responsibility. You can shift the blame here. And that's the worst thing in any type of decision making, in any type of activity, that if something like that would happen, you would actually be able to shift responsibility onto someone else. Therefore, you would not take this responsibility. Therefore, you would not be able to analyze what happened and learn on your mistakes. And therefore, you would probably get wrecked moving forward in the market as well. It's very, very important to form your thesis and follow your thesis. It's better to be not right with your thesis, but the one that you are following, than to follow someone else and be right, but you would probably get wrecked in any way, because you're not truthful to yourself. You're following someone else, you're not doing research and things like that. So it's actually a very, very important thought that I also wanted to share, because I made some mistakes. I made quite a few mistakes of not doing things or doing things based on what people that close to me were actually saying about my portfolio, about my peaks. I definitely made less money because of that. And I definitely sold some things because of this as well. Listen to yourself and try to stop listening to others if you believe in yourself. And you should definitely believe in yourself, because you are the only thing that you actually have. And only you, yourself, have your best interest in heart. No one else have, except your mother maybe. I'm selling my VPP in panic and due to low liquidity only getting 8,000 out of 10k. At this stage I have 8k in VPP, which then proceeds to do a 5x from that levels. If I'd have put 7k in VPP initially as I wanted and also left 10k in, I'd have $150,000 in VPP. At that stage, when the token basically did a 5x, and I think it was worth $0.1. VPP 10x in the full bull with Alex Becker shilling it easily. So basically at 0.1, I think the market cap of VPP is 10 million. And in order for it to do a 10x, so in order for this 150x, if I would have done everything properly, I would basically have 1.5 million if the token is basically doing a 10x. And for this token to do a 10x, you have to jump from 10 million market cap to 100 million. So basically the same case that with Purple AI. And yeah, therefore it's very, very easy, because Alex Becker, it's gambling narrative. The only issue I actually have with VPP is the fact that liquidity on the token is quite low. So you have large market cap, but you don't have a bunch of liquidity. There are a bunch of tokens that are still locked, so they're not in the circulation. And if you would actually check VPP on tools like Arkham or even on DEX tools, if you would check out top holders, there are like Pantera Capital and different wallets, and they basically have millions in VPP. And at the same time, liquidity of VPP, I think is like 400k at this stage, maybe even lower. So they would never be able to liquidate these millions. Therefore, I see this token as quite a risky one because they can basically dump it any second. I also saw that Pantera Capital, they were doing like 150k buys before the pump, and somewhere in the correction after the pump, they were also selling about 200k worth of dollars in this token as well, which is definitely not the best thing. If I understood everything correctly on Arkham, I think I was actually checking it out on Zerion, because it basically means that they're gradually taking profit, and they're taking profit very, very early in this cycle as well. It either means that they essentially have a lot in this token, or maybe it's a dead thing for them and that's why they're taking profit. Or maybe they basically want to take some profits and at the same time dump the price of the token to re-enter as kind of, it maybe was some kind of discussion with the market makers. Let's dump the price so we can re-enter, so we can pump it higher moving forward. But right now it's probably in the stage of capitalization due to time. So the price, I see the price just going down, 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 down. I see you guys asking me, am I still holding BPP? I think this is exactly what's happening, and I think this is exactly what the market maker wants from you, to sell your tokens in order to most likely pump the price moving higher. And most likely market maker also working in connection with Alex Becker. So once they would essentially decide that the price is down enough, they will buy some more. Alex Becker will do a video, maybe they launch some updates, and they will essentially pump the price of the token further. All of you guys will essentially buy into the token, and right after that, they will essentially be creating the market stage of liquidity redistribution, and they will essentially be selling. And they would be creating the stage of liquidity creation. Again, maybe they would want to do the capitalization through time one more time and pump it second time closer to the maybe on the end of the year. So yeah, it's definitely this type of pump and dump influencer token, which if you understand what is happening behind the curtains, and you can actually set up notifications for what Pantera Capital is doing with the token as well. And you'll be able to get notifications through Arkham in a separate channel on Telegram. Therefore, you would actually be able to understand what exactly is happening with the token, and you would be able to make a decision based on that as well. Just from me saying all that and understanding that right now I would want to be buying way more back in November when I was entering the market. I've entered with a certain nice chunk as well, but a lot of it was buys of BRC20s tokens with close to zero utility at the top, which I don't think are going to come back. So this kind of the liquidity that I lost, but I'm thinking currently on essentially injecting more liquidity, just because of the fact that, yeah, this is something that I would want to tell to myself in the past, just inject more, just buy more. Buy more of high conviction plays that you think are actually good. BPP, Polker, and quite interesting. Sorry for me talking too much. So yeah, what we have in comparison, right? In the first place, we have $7,000 plus $10,000 in VP. This would be the case if I would be putting 7,000 as I wanted initially in VPP, and I would be putting 10K as I put, but I would not be selling them as I sold them. In this case, right now, I would have $75,000 in VPP, even at these stages. Therefore, I think it would be quite easy to pump it to $1 million, which would basically make this into my third million. And even if it's not going to pump to $1 million, I think it will do 10x from these levels at least. And other peaks, previous peaks, they might be doing more than 1 million, therefore it would still be 3 million in total. What I have instead of it is $2,000 plus $200 that I put into the token, and right now I have $22,000 from these $4,000, which is not that much. And yeah, if it's going to do a 10x, which I expect in this case as well, it would be around $220,000. It's still nice just because of the fact I have some, in comparison with the case with Nodemonkeys and with Purple AI, but I think I didn't deserve to make any money in Purple AI because I faded calls literally person writing me buy 7 times, which is very funny. But with Nodemonkeys, yeah, I'm quite emotional. But yeah, it's still great that I have some tokens in VPP. And core mistakes that you can learn from here is don't panic sell. If you bought on FOMO, or don't have enough conviction, research more. Remove emotions from the process, create a spreadsheet with different criteria, talk to people on the potential of the project, moving forward. It's very important because bull market is excusing mistakes. You can buy the tops if these are good projects, if these are not scams, like BRC20 scams that are not working on the product and just doing nothing, they should be good. The second thing, understand the market sentiment and people behind the project. Understand influencers shilling it. Is there a largest crypto gaming influencer shilling your project? Then you should be good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think the setup that I told you about market makers, Pantera Capital, different people who are holding the token, Alex Becker, I think it's very close to reality. I think it's actually something that's going to happen with this token. And I think you should be very careful when we are getting closer to these seasons of gaming tokens pumping. And you might actually want to take some profits on VPP. But in my case, I would probably be waiting for the third wave because we just had wave 1 back in November for VPP in November and December. I think we will have second wave quite soon with crypto gaming tokens just coming back. And then closer to the end of the year in this crazy large alt season, we will also have wave 3. So I would basically play it a bit more riskier and wait for wave 3, and I might actually even DCA some at this stage because it's essentially a high conviction play for me. At the same time, Alex Becker is known as a guy who loves to take profits. He doesn't like to basically just hold the token for a lot of time, which definitely makes sense as well. So you should be definitely careful from this point of view. And as mentioned, I already saw on chain that Pantera Capital was taking profits on VPP. It's a small amount. It might be a manipulation for them to push the token higher, but that's something very, very interesting as well. And as our result of this communication, what do we have in total? It's the craziest video that I'm doing on this channel. It's even harder than the apology. Total, if done right, let's actually focus on something, right? Initial capital invested, $2,000 into Purple AI, plus $10,000 into Nodemonkeys, plus $17,000 into Virtual Poker, which is in total $29,000. Current holdings, if invested right, 100,000 Purple AI at these levels, 115,000 of Nodemonkeys, 7 of them at this stage, and 75,000 VPP, which is 290,000 at this stage. So I would have a clear 10x if I would have done things right. Potential outcome $3 million because easily all of these things they can basically be doing a 10x. I don't think these are dead projects. I think they will do very, very well. The reason I have crypto and question mark is because where else something like this can actually happen? All in crypto. All in crypto you can have something like this happening. And the worst thing about all these things is because the first one I actually bought. So I had it on my wallet, I just sold. Nodemonkeys, I had capital allocated. I was very, very close to minting. Basically just 2 minutes more of right actions. And I would mint Nodemonkeys and I would have Nodemonkeys. With VPP, it's a larger capital allocation, but I would easily be doing that because I was following this token last cycle. I actually quite like this token from last cycle as well. And you can just go on the website and play poker right away. So definitely hurts. These things, they definitely hurt. And it's actually great to kind of go through them because now I do understand that there was a lot of wrong decision making from my end. And there was a lot of kind of, things where I was not believing myself. I was maybe listening to other people who were close to me, and I was maybe listening to all this buzz, so I was not able to focus. I was not able to focus and research properly on all of these things. It's a very, very great exercise for me to understand, but it's very, very painful, and it's definitely painful considering the fact that it's actually public. So I doubt that you basically would have this type of content from anyone on the platform. Reality that I have initial capital invested is 4K VPP plus $2,000 in Gatsby plus $10,000 in EVLV, which is 26K in total right now that I have in these tokens. So basically I have 22K in VPP, I have 2K in Gatsby, I think still, and 2K in EVLV, right? So exactly the same liquidity. Do you see this? 26K invested and this 29K invested, right? And I would have here $290,000 and here I have $26,000. And potential outcome for this $26,000 is 250K if essentially VPP would be doing 10x closer to the end of the cycle, which I think it would do. From these levels, it would be a 70 million market cap token. Just that, yeah, I think it's just going to be crazy war in terms of Pantera Capital dumping and Alex Becker dumping and Whales dumping. So I would definitely need to dump on them. So dump before, then they would essentially be dumping on the token. And yeah, just crazy. Crazy. Very, very hard video. Practical guide on how to find 100x's, because pretty much all of these tokens, all of these peaks, they're 100x's. And despite the fact I didn't play them right, I was able to find them in the first place. And I actually have, I would say, couple more plays like that in my portfolio. So if you would think about that, I do actually have quite a lot of them because I maybe have 15 tokens in total, 15, 20. And if 5 of them are 100x's at this stage, it's crazy good statistics. At least to my knowledge. If you would be able to pick 500x's from 15 tokens, just call me anytime. I would put all my money into your picks and I will give you some on top of that. Practical guide on how to find 100x's. Join crypto communities. So that's very important because people are discussing different projects in different communities. You won't be seeing even projects like on Twitter, even projects on YouTube. When you see projects on Twitter and YouTube, that's already too late. Obviously, depending on the stage of the cycle. For example, if AI narrative is hyping up, and for example, you would add Purple AI into your watch list, and then AI narrative will essentially go down, and you would expect that AI narrative will continue to hype maybe in 2 to 3 months. Same thing that happened with AI narrative hyping the last time in October. And you would probably see the dip on Purple AI, and closer around April, May, you would be able to enter Purple AI on the dip. So this is nice if you're using essentially YouTube and Twitter as sources of this information of these tokens. But if you essentially want to FOMO into the project when you hear about them on Twitter and YouTube, often it's quite late. Although at this stage, I think you can be FOMOing in like proper projects in any reason. Basically, one thing you have to understand is if the project is proper or not, because you can just be throwing money in proper projects at this stage of the cycle because it would still go up. And market will basically excuse you. So the core thing is just not to lose your money on scams. And for example, I lost quite some money on some BRC20 scams already. So these are not scams. These are just projects that are not being developed like actively. And as a software developer myself, I do understand that like things that they have developed already, they can be done like in 1 or 2 weeks. We have like junior engineers developing like the products that are essentially presented as these BRC20 tokens. I bought them on FOMO, and maybe they will like break even in the next hype of BRC20s, but still I'm essentially freezing my funds. So I'm locking them up till that time because no one is basically going to buy these assets from me, and obviously we don't know what's going to happen with these tokens. The second thing is follow good people with good calls on Twitter and YouTube. So if basically you see someone is making money for some people, or if someone actually made you money, which is way, way better, you need to follow these people, you need to listen to these people, you need to go and put your money into the tokens that they're talking about, and do your own research as well, because people, they can be giving like 30, 40 projects at the same time, and 1 or 2 actually pumps, and then they're just screaming about 1 or 2 projects. So you need to be very, very careful. And I would say most people, they're actually doing things like that. There is no person like with a very, very high success chance out there. It's just that like rocks and things that scam, they just don't talk a lot about them. Third thing is understand top narratives and where the market is going. That's easy. You need to understand them and you need to focus on them. As mentioned, my narratives are pretty much as shown right here. AI, gaming, Bitcoin DeFi, Bitcoin ecosystem, and memes. Short-term narrative is Ethereum, but in general, Ethereum I think is going to do very, very well. My pick on Ethereum, if you're following this channel, is Bobo. If you're not the Degen, you can get Pepe, but Bobo is like 8 million market cap at this stage, so I think it's quite safe. I think it will do very, very well, and that's another 100x that I mentioned. So a bunch of 100x's I actually have in my portfolio, if I only would have them, right? Listen carefully to thoughts process of the tokens that the person is suggesting. So try to understand why a certain person is suggesting certain tokens, especially with people that suggested something to you that had done very, very well. So you would want to talk to these people. You would want to understand why they picked this token, how they found the token in the first place. If they heard from some communities, you should probably join these communities and be following people that called these tokens in the first place, and just be very, very careful. So this is the time of the market where you can kind of plant these seeds, where you can figure out the people that you probably would need to be following moving forward, that are actually giving you very, very nice calls, because these people, they will make you a bunch of money moving forward as well. That's very, very important to be following these type of people, because you can just be following them and everyone will have like, certain things that will not pump. But if they made you money already, there's a high chance that they are operating in the marketplace with a high success chance. Therefore, if even you would just blindly like be throwing money into the tokens that they suggest and holding the tokens that they suggest, you would probably do very, very well. 100x's are not happening in one day. You have to be right and position yourself properly way before other people will understand the token you bought is a jump. So if you check on that, with Purple AI case, you basically had to wait for like 2 months before it essentially went up. With Bobo, me personally, I had to wait 6 months. If you followed my first Bobo call, you had to wait 2 to 3 months. With Nodemonkeys, it actually surged up quite nicely initially. But to these levels, you basically had to wait, like they minted in December, so 2 months as well, 2 to 3 months. You have to wait, but it's interesting that if it's new thing if it's a new thing in a bull market, there's a high chance that they will essentially appreciate faster, but at the same time, it would mean that it's harder to get into these things as well. With VPP, it was an interesting case because it basically surged quite fast after I got in, but maybe I was just lucky because the thread in Neo Turkey that was telling about VPP was created like somewhere in October, I think, maybe even September. So the guys definitely had to wait for like 2 to 3 months before the token showed first signs of actions. And these tokens, they're not 100x's at this stage. They are maybe like Purple AI 60x, Nodemonkeys 10x, VPP, if I would be entering all the funds that I wanted to enter, it would be 10x. So in order for them to reach these 100x's, that's another year on top of it. Therefore, yeah, you would need to wait. You need to have high conviction in these tokens. You need to DCA in on the corrections. You need to research more. You need to focus, and then they will reward you with 100x. If you're looking for 100x, current market cap should not be larger than 10 million. Although no one understands the potential of bull market at these levels, there might be a case that yourself in a year from now would be just screaming to you to buy if given a chance. This is the thought that I mentioned a couple of times already, but it's very, very interesting that some people are saying that last cycle they would buy in BNB, I think it's like 400 million market cap, and then it went to 40 billion, and that's 100x. That's 100x from 400 million. But yeah, it's definitely like a unicorn case, so it's very, very hard for the token of this market cap to surge so high. But essentially, the main reasoning of that person is that he believed in CZ, and that's why he basically made this decision. You probably know the person I'm talking about because he's an influencer himself. Couple great crypto communities, whales talking on the project, plus hot narrative, plus low market cap, plus great project based on your research equals potential 100x. You have to have very high conviction in your 100x's, as most likely you'd have to hold the project for a long time. Potential 100x example. I wanted to provide you with one as well. Purple AI is actually correcting, which is nice. Linea is basically a layer 2 chain by consensus. They have a bunch of money. They're basically just doing crazy investments. So the third process that I have, I'm holding Linda, which is a meme token, a dog meme coin on Linea for 2 months already. And I actually was selling Linda, but I think it happened after I already lost $2 million on Nodemonkeys and Purple AI. And I was thinking, why I'm selling it? I kind of had this tweak in my head that my $4,000 in this token, they would turn into 400K. Sometimes I see things. Sometimes I can't be seen future. I can't explain that, and you might not believe me. And that's not something that you can understand scientifically, but I think it's very, very arrogant from humanity to think that we understand everything that's going around. I don't think we understand a small part of what essentially is going around and all the powers that we have in this world, but that's the topic for the discussion for another day. We had a video from Virtual Bacon, I think a couple of days ago, maybe even yesterday, on how to farm Linea airdrop. And after the video, Linda, which is a dog meme coin, basically did like 2x. Yeah, it basically had done a 2x. So yeah, I actually had 2K in this token. Right now I have 4K. You also have meme on Linea, which is Lube. I think it's like one of the developers, founders. I don't believe in this thing a lot. The liquidity is actually quite high, 2 million liquidity for 6 million market cap, but it also might be bad because it's hard to push the market cap of this token with this type of liquidity. So you definitely need a bunch of money. If you would have this type of liquidity in Solana meme, it will be like, like 30 million market cap. And on ETH, things are definitely different. So I don't like the person here. I think the market cap is quite large. I think liquidity is quite large, although this seems to be the OG meme on Linea. And at the same time, this Linda thing, it's actually quite dead. So I was calling on Telegram to the admin on the Telegram group yesterday. I believe it's the founder of the project, I don't know. And I was writing some messages, I was checking out the Twitter, like they're doing some posts on the Twitter, but they have less than 100,000 followers. I'm sorry, less than 1,000 followers on the Twitter at this stage. The market cap is 1 million, liquidity is 200K, which is also quite nice. If you would have Solana meme with 200K, it would be like, 5 to 7 million market cap already. That's actually how they're trying to fool you, and that's actually how they fooled you with Bonk as well. So that's a long-term play. That's something that I mentioned about 100x's actually being long-term play. It's very degen, but I'm just putting 4K at this stage. 4K, I'm ready to hold 4K in this thing. I think it might be doing well. I think it might be doing well closer to actual airdrop of Linear, because yeah, it's the same type of like thought process that I was basically sharing a bunch of time. If you want to get the exposure to the ecosystem, you need to buy a meme coin, you need to buy a DEX, lending protocol, and essentially things like that. The best things are usually DEX and meme coin. And I love buying meme coins just because they're like so easy. And even in some cases, like right now, if I want to get exposure to certain blockchain ecosystem, because there are just too many of them, I'm just longing the main token. I'm just entering a very conservative long, and I'm just buying the meme coin. And meme coin, you can say it's kind of long for the coin as well. It's just very important for the meme coin not to be a rug pull. I'm actually not sure that Lindy is not a rug pull, but just from the fact that it's been holding for quite some time, this developer, he could have like stolen this 200k of liquidity like already. I actually have like quite a low percentage of this token, because 224k liquidity, I only have 4k. Maybe I should basically buy more, but I'm sure that if you would be buying this token currently, because Linear airdrop, it would happen in sort of first quarter of this year. I actually checked it with private people who are running farms of airdrops, and that's why I'm actually like not a huge believer of wasting my time on airdrops, because there are farms in Russia and Russian-speaking countries with 17 years old geniuses that are running 10,000 bots at the same time. And you, as the guy in the West watching this video, you can be making like 15, 20, 25 bucks an hour and just putting this money into crypto. And in Russia, you basically make 200 bucks a month. Therefore, like with these bots, like they will outcompete like each and every one of you, just because of the fact like this is crazy opportunity for them. And it's not crazy opportunity for you with all these airdrops and things like that. I don't believe in these things. So I do believe that if you're in the first world country in the US, just focus on improving your skill set, just launch some service business or find a high-paying job. It's not that hard. You would be able to make like 5 to 10k in 2 to 3 months, like a copywriter, software engineer, if you actually knew some software engineering before that. And you would actually be able to put this money into crypto. Then just try to waste your time on farming airdrops and things like that. But that's just my opinion. That's just something I wanted to share. So yeah, airdrop third or fourth quarter of this year. Obviously, a bunch of liquidity will come into this chain, and obviously a bunch of liquidity will end up in Linda. The same thing with Resistant Doc, Rido on Toncoin as well. I would probably want to put more money into this token. I actually wanted to put more money yesterday, and I faded again, but I think it will correct through the course of the year, because we will definitely see a capitalization through time here as well, because no one is going to wait till third quarter, first quarter, although it might be doing quite nice currently just because of the fact that we will have this Ethereum news, Ethereum ETF, and Linear is obviously a layer 2 on Ethereum, and therefore the tokens on Linear might be doing quite well. So this is the example of 100x I wanted to share, my thought process on this thing as well. Be very careful, and 100x's are in general like quite degen, but for some reason I see the future. For some reason I see my 400. For some reason I see my 4K turning into 400 as well. Thank you very much for watching this video. A very emotional one to produce. I will share all the proofs with me actually like buying these tokens and being these tokens in the first comment, like pinned comment under this video as well. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Was not definitely very easy to do. I will go and think about my life, you know. Thank you. See you next one. Bye-bye.